The longtime married couple were there for hours overnight, breathing and praying together as the blaze roared around them. Once the fires finally passed, Armando Berriz climbed out, shaken but alive. Carmen, his wife of 55 years, didn't make it. Everybody loved her, Monica Oken said of her mother, 75, who died in her husband's arms early Monday morning amid the fires that have ravaged the Northern California wine country. This loss has affected family and friends around the world. Oken, her husband, her daughter and her parents, Armando and Carmen, were enjoying a vacation in Santa Rosa to celebrate her parents' birthdays. Much of Sunday afternoon was spent by the pool, playing games and swapping stories. Luis Oken, Monica's husband, told CNN's Dan Simon that his in-laws just love to be with family. It's their thing, he said. They want to keep everyone together, staying united. They played some board games that evening before heading off to bed, Monica Oken said. They hadn't smelled any smoke or seen any sign of a fire. Monica Oken, Luis Oken, Carmen Berriz and Armando Berriz, clockwise from top left. Around 1 a.m., Luis Oken said he turned out the lights and noticed the red glow of embers outside. He got up to take a closer look. Seconds later, he watched as an ember hit a patch of grass in the front yard and burst into flames. It was like an explosion, he said. It just lit up. By the time the family left the house moments later, the fire had surrounded them. It's hard to explain, unless you were there, Louis said. It went from embers to complete engulfment, completely around us, in 30 seconds, 40 seconds at most. Louis took one car, followed by Monica and her daughter in another, and the Berrizes in a third car. The family began to caravan down from the ridge where they were staying as burning trees fell into the road around them. It looked like something you see in an apocalypse movie, Louis said. When they reached the bottom, the family realized that Carmen and Armando were no longer behind them. Louis sent Monica on to a friend's house while he headed back up the ridge to find his in-laws, but he was blocked by the fires and was forced to turn back. On his way down, he met a firefighter who took his number and promised to look for Carmen and Armando. The Okens later found out the couple had become trapped by a fallen tree on the drive down. When they couldn't go any further, they exited the vehicle and made their way back up the ridge to the house. They went hand in hand, together, and jumped into the pool, Monica said. The couple stayed in the pool for hours as the fire raged, Louis said. Propane tanks exploded around them, while Armando held onto the edge of the pool, burning his hand. Carmen held onto her husband, and they made their way from one side of the pool to the other to escape the heat. Each time they came up for air, they would pray together to comfort each other. They were a team, Louis said. They counted on each other. Carmen held on for hours. But the heat and smoke were too much. It wasn't until close to dawn that my mom's breath didn't have the stamina to make it anymore, Monica Oken told CNN. Carmen died about 7 a.m., while Armando held her. The family believes it was smoke inhalation that killed her. Armando stayed with her for several more hours, while the fires died down. Finally, he pulled Carmen to the edge and asked her for permission to borrow her shoe, because he'd lost his. Then the 76-year-old made his way down the ridge, walking through smoldering ashes. He's a strong 76, Monica said of her father. It's amazing. The firefighters alerted the Okens and told them to head to a nearby hospital, where they were reunited with Armando. When he recovered, he told them what had happened. He was consoling us instead of us consoling him, Luis Oken said. He was amazing and full of strength. Armando Berriz was released from the hospital and is recovering at his home in Salinas, California. But he hasn't begun the emotional recovery, Monica Oken said.